Okay, the chords. First thing to decide with the chords is what you're going to do with your right hand. Especially with the first sequence, there's a string missing. You don't want to go strumming it, too complicated. So basically I either use thumb for the bass note and then index, middle and ring finger for the top notes. Or if you want to practice the thing of holding the pick while you do chords, and kind of hold it in the crook of your index finger like that, and then you could be using your thumb, middle, ring finger and little finger on the top note, and it's up to you. The simplest thing is not to be holding your pick. They're more interested obviously in you knowing the chords. These are quite complicated jazz chords. And the other thing to notice is the little detail that the first three chords have got a crotchet quarter note rest after them. So make sure that you make each chord very kind of neat and stopped, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Here we go. I'm just going to do these. I'll do each one twice in the key that it's written in, but I'll do it up to speed. And I'll do it again. I'll just do it with fingers. Here we go. 3, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. Do it again. 3, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. Just like that. And remember with these that they will ask you in different keys, and so again make sure you practice them in these other keys more often than the one that's written. With some of them you'll find it's not that obvious to kind of get the right gaps between them. Anyway, let's do sequence 2, the C major 7-1. These are all on the same string, so you could strum them, but for the sake of being consistent, just do it with your fingers again. 3, 4. 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. Again. 3, 4. Bit too loud at the end, don't do that. The tapping study. First thing to remember is that getting your tapping finger, whether it's going to be your index or your middle or whatever, hardened up to do tapping takes quite a while. So something I don't do. And so every time I try and do a bit of tapping it hurts like hell. But it's important not to try and learn this study at the last minute. You might end up not being able to tap at all if your finger ends up hurting too much. So a bit like with your left hand, when you first started playing, it took a while for the calluses to develop on your left hand fingers. Similarly, for your tapping finger, it will have to be toughened up over time. You can't rush that process. Also remember that they're going to be playing you the backing track to play along with this. So obviously learn it, as we will in a minute, playing it without the track, but make sure that you can play it with the backing track up to speed. The second line especially tends to catch people out because it goes into double speed all of a sudden. So one useful thing I think to do, a little bit like we were talking with the chords, is to practice doing this kind of tapping, holding your pick in the crook of your finger like that, so that when it comes to playing for real, you don't have to try and or whatever, or putting your pick down or whatever. You need to be able to keep hold of your pick, either by keeping it in playing position, or as I say, holding it in the crook of your finger like that. The reason I do that, if I can, is because it's quite helpful to be able to hang on to the side of the neck when you're tapping like that. It gives your hand more stability, gives you a bit more purchase onto the string as well, and you tend to be more accurate. Anyway, so basically what I do with this, you take the first chord, that's an E minor chord in 7th position, and just strum it with your thumb. Then I keep my thumb by the side of the neck there. damp the strings after that chord, because there's a mid rest, and then you make your A minor 5th position chord. Rest. With the second line, notice that you make your bar chord to begin with, and it's a full B major bar chord. But as soon as you start tapping, you actually need to take your 4th finger off so that it reveals the 7th fret of the 4th string in the chord, making the resultant chord when you tap over it a 7th chord and not a normal major chord. As I say, remember that this bar is twice the speed of the others when you get going. So you play your major chord, you release your 4th finger, and then you're tapping. I think I might have messed some of that up. Let's check it again. So I got that one. Do a bit of vibrato on the top note, it's nice. And then you go back to the E minor to finish. You slide up for the last 2 notes, and again give it a bit of vibrato at the end. So before my finger gives out totally, let's try that slowly. I thought we'd try it at 60 beats a minute, and I've pushed the wrong button again. This is becoming a habit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And 4, and. 3, 4. So this is the up to speed tapping study with the backing track. And here's another run in close up.